fellas, and you're doing quite a great job.
Believe it or not, we're all K's.
Oh, that is crazy. I actually just thought of that right now. Yes.
We're all K's.
And you're all K's. And I'm just like even thinking to myself, how does a woman like you find yourself within this space, being a Hollywood executive producer, being a momager, doing so much? How did you even begin? How did your career even begin? Take us back to when you were growing up and leading to this moment.
Oh, wow. You want to go way
I want to go way back.
Growing up, I was born in Ghana.
Yes.
And I went to high school in England.
Yeah.
And then I came to the States for like end of high school and college. And I was a registered nurse by trade and profession.
Yes.
Before I became into this Hollywood entertainment system and business. I did that for about 19 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had a career as a registered nurse. And then when the kids got discovered in the mall, it was a transformation for our lives.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's
Beverly
like
Center Mall. And an agent walked up to us, saw the kids, and was like, oh my God, they're so beautiful.
Yes.
You should really have them doing commercials and print. And I thought, okay. But I didn't trust it too much because we have a lot of stories where people poach and, you know, they ask you to pay money and it's like this wacky business. But it ended up being real. I researched it and the rest is history.
The rest is history, and you just actually found yourself within this moment.
Yes, and the funny thing about it is I feel like I was born to do this, and nursing was a transitional phase of learning how to heal people.
Yeah.
And now that I'm on the other side of not tactile healing, but now I heal with my articulation.
Yes.
Because of Diaspora Dialogues, you know, my whole thing with that particular program and that platform is to bring Africans and those from the diaspora together.
Yeah.
So as a mother, I've always been a nurturer. And as a businesswoman, now looking to help heal the world and bring us as African people together and unify. I'm once again healing.
Oh, and I actually want to even know from you, with your boys, actually, how have you managed to instill Africanism within them and be like, yo, you African still?
From birth.
Yeah.
Their names.
Yes.
First of all, my husband and I were traditionalists. We believe that your name is where you identify yourself first.
That is
so
they
true. All have African names. And then the crazy part, my husband went way traditional. I was like, really?
Do we need to do this?
Because they all three have different last names.
Yeah.
And in Ghana, in the Akan tradition, you take up the full name. We're not British, so we don't do the regular surnames. You don't pick up the normal surnames.
Oh.
You take up the whole name. So I have Kwame Boateng, named after my husband's father.
Yes.
Kofi Siriboe, named after my husband's great-grandfather. And Koshie Boateng, named after my husband. So it's like 3 different last names, but I don't have 3 baby daddies.
Oh, but you don't have... Yeah, because I was about to be like, whoa, what is happening right now? Is it like 3 baby daddies coming through? And, you know...
All through Hollywood.
Yes.
They're like, oh, they're brothers, but they have different last names. And I go, yes, it's an African tradition.
Yeah,
I don't have 3
that's
baby
just how it
daddies.
is. That's just how it is. That's an interesting fact that I actually didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And moving into business, like what are some of the challenges that you've actually come across with being a momager, being an executive producer, like taking up all these roles, and you're a woman, in fact. And you know what I mean? We've like transitioned.
And an African woman.
And an African woman. So how has it been, the challenges as well?
Well, I think in the beginning, it was people not really knowing how to place us.
Yeah.
You know? But then as time went along, it was talent over whatever.
Yes.
So it was good because I do see the goodness in the business where they recognize talent regardless. I mean, let's not be too idealistic. There's only, 3 to 5% of Black talent that's working.
Yes, yes.
So it's such a blessing that my 3 sons are in that category.
Yeah.
Real blessing.
I think that's a real blessing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us can actually learn from you. And when we actually get back, we're going to be discussing a whole lot of issues with Koshie. And if you've got any questions to ask her, the number is +277 9254 4329. It is at Trans Africa 872 on Twitter, and it's transafricaradio.net on Facebook. Which radio station plays you and gives you nothing but 100% African music? Go on and tell them, baby, that it's only Trans Africa Radio. In the background, I've got Ayanda Gia with Out of Control. And shout out to you for making us the #1 radio station to listen to right about now. And if you've just joined us, I've only got one question for you. Where in the world have you actually been? Because in studio, we've got an amazing individual who goes by the name of Koshie Mills, and she's all about the business in this entertainment industry. Can I say that you're all about the business?
All about the business.
All about the business. And she's in South Africa for a week, grabbing that African content. Why is it that you decided to actually come to South Africa, actually? It's not your first time, actually.
No, it's not.
But you decided to come again.
Yes.
And why?
Because South Africa is the hub.
Yes.
You know? It is the entertainment capital, I believe, of Africa.
That is so
and,
true.
And it's like Hollywood, South Africa.
Yeah, Hollywood, South Africa. Even Joburg is our Hollywood, yes.
You know, because you guys have all the networks here and infrastructure and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It's good to see.
And why is it so important for you to like have this connect with Africa, despite the fact that you live on the other side of the world? But why is it so important for you to always come through and to always connect with us Africans?
You know what? Because I feel like that's the essence of my identity.
Oh, yeah.
And I get so much from it that I want to share that with everyone else. And I feel like in America, they don't get this.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's even my duty to connect the dots and allow everyone to explore the same fullness I have from being connected to the soil.
Do they still have stereotypes about us that we've got like lions in our backyard?
Can I share with you?
Yes.
Like 3 weeks ago,
I
was talking about Africa in the hair salon, and this one young lady, an average, young lady in America was like, "You're going to South Africa? Is it true that there's like animals and monkeys and stuff just running around?" And I said, "This is why the Diaspora Dialogues must happen."
Yeah. And that's
because there's a disconnect, a massive disconnect between Americans and people outside in the diaspora from here.
Yeah.
Like, we are not educating ourselves. We've just bought the media propaganda.
Yeah.
And I always flip the script and say to them, do you think Africans will be running to Hollywood if they saw Skid Row and Compton photos and shoot ups and beat ups? They're not running to America if that's all they see every day, all day when we talk about America. But no, they see red carpet, they see Hollywood, they see Oscars, they see the glitz, the glamour. But we don't show the skyscrapers in Africa. We don't show the beautiful people, the dance hall, the talent. All we show is the side that everyone has in their country.
Yeah.
Right now, everyone has a low disenfranchised space in their country, but that's not what's highlighted, and media is the loudest microphone. So I decided to change the narrative and own our story and pick up the microphone and say something I want to say. I want to say Africa is rich, Africa is wealthy, Africa is a continent that's not been discovered by purpose, by our own people. We've been blinded and shut out of our own soil. So what I'm trying to do is say it's time to pull the wool off our eyes, educate ourselves, and let me be that conduit to start forging that bridge.
Oh, I love that actually, hey? And how important is it for you and for one in general to know their heritage, where they come from and their culture? And I think that you've managed to instill that within your children as well.
Absolutely. I think it's so important. 2 years ago, I brought the boys back to the continent. They came to Ghana for the first time.
Ooh,
and
how was that experience?
Oh, my kids say to this day, that's the best thing you guys ever did for us.
Oh, wow.
Because we finally... we're no longer being told stories of the good things or whatever of Africa. We experienced it ourselves. And they felt so empowered. And now they want to share with all their friends. There's probably like 10 young people coming to Ghana this Christmas. Just because my boys were out there clubbing, having fun, family, eating, enjoying, going to see their Shanti King, you know, just doing all these things that are cultural and helps with your identity. It's important. Without your root, there is no tree.
Yeah, that is so true. And you need to know where you actually come from.
Know. And not just through DNA. Through actually coming.
Yeah.
touching ground.
And we're like, okay, I'm in Africa
I'm
right now.
here
Yeah.
in Africa right now.
If I had to actually put you on the spot and actually ask you, what are the 3 things that you love about being in Africa? What would you say?
Family,
Yes.
culture,
Yes.
food.
Ooh. And I'm sure you enjoy. Have
All
you had,
3.
All 3. Like, have you had the dishes in South Africa?
You know what? Somebody is supposed to be giving me some indigenous breakfast.
Yes.
I literally asked for that. I was like, where's my cocoa? Where's my indigenous breakfast?
Yes.
And I want some indigenous lunch and dinner. So I've charged someone that we won't mention her name.
Yes.
To make sure I go to a local indigenous restaurant and put my fingers in some real stuff.
Yes. You need to do that. I feel like that individual needs to take you to Soweto. And tour Soweto, see everything about it, and as well as the food as well. That's what you need to do.
Okay, individual. Make
Yes,
sure that
individual.
happens.
I'm just letting you know. But that's like she's not even like trying to flick her right now. She's not even trying to look at us right now.
Anywhere near us right now.
But Koshie, in terms of being a businesswoman, right, and entrepreneurship, what are some of the things that you want to be remembered by? And being a businesswoman is not the easiest thing, to actually be honest. Sometimes you dream of actually starting up your own thing, and you actually went up and like started your own thing, and you've got your own consultants, PR company. But what are the things that you want to be remembered for from years from now? And what do you want to tell to the young black child that's actually growing up, the young African child that's actually growing up, and be like, okay, this is the route that you got to take. These are the things that you got to look out for when you're coming into this business.
I think it starts with the first thing I tell a young black child is know who you are.
Yeah.
Starts with identity.
Yeah.
Once you know who you are and own your value, no one can shift you left or right. So that's the first thing. Know yourself. I always say, own your value, wear your crown.
Yeah.
Once you have that piece ingrained inside of you, you can conquer anything you choose to do.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I like to say is we as African parents need to open up the doors to our children's creativity and their talent. I find that we as a culture don't celebrate the arts. We don't make that one of the good things. We almost make the arts a bad thing for our children to go into, but it's such a pervasive space where they can be heard, they could be felt, and it could be fulfilling for them. So if you feel the urge to do the arts, don't shut it down. Convince your parents to
let you do
the arts. Convince, because my kids convinced me through the enjoyment and the glow in their eyes. And I couldn't shut that light off. So make sure that you let your parents know how important this is to you. And I know as a mom and every other mom, they will step up and help you reach your goals. And in terms of business, there's nothing you cannot do, and everything you want to do is possible. And when I say that, I mean have a vision, set an intention, and go for it. And don't despise the small beginning.
Yeah, we're in the rush to actually get up there, and little do we realize.
Don't despise the small beginning. Step by step by step. And some people take one step and catapult to the top, but that's not normal. That's 1% of the whole world. So don't make that your yardstick. Just build your intention with each particular step and goal that you want to do. And go for it. And don't allow those voices to tell you, those negative Nancy's or negative
all those Nancy's that are just like, you can't do it.
You can't do it. Why are you doing this? What are you doing? When I quit my job as a registered nurse to help my boys in the industry, everyone was like, are you crazy? Like, you're a professional. And so I tell people, they always say, well, how did you? And I say, I made sacrifices that most people won't make. That's the key to this success story. Is we made sacrifices. My husband agreed. Because some husbands can be like, excuse me, what?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, ma'am?
But he
supported because I was sharing a Bible study yesterday because he supports the God in me. And so he understands when the vision comes down, he understands that I'm a godly woman and and I won't just be saying things to say.
Yes.
So, it's one of those things. Find a partner, young
Yes.
girls, single ladies.
Find a partner.
Who believes in what you believe in, so that you guys are on one accord.
True. That was a mouthful. I love that. And I've got a message coming through from Tabang. So Tabang wants to know, from the woman that you've met within the Hollywood industry, which woman would you say has had a great amount of influence on you?
Oprah.
Oh, how was that meeting Oprah?
Oprah. How was it meeting Oprah? It was, the crazy thing? She's like a homegirl. Like,
oh, yeah.
Ooh. And down to earth and humble. Yeah. And I don't even know what the word humble means, but I just mean she's just like a sister.
Yes.
a regular
girl.
Yes. She's not full of airs and graces. She's just down to earth. And that was very good.
Yes.
To see that. So that inspires and encourages me. And I love her walk.
Is it?
I mean, she's one of my favorite people in the world.
Is it? I don't blame you though, because when you look at the amazing things that she's done, if I could just be like half the woman that she is. And you met her? And you met her? They already are.
You already
are. Just like, wow, women like you make a huge difference within our lives, But when we get back, we're going to wrap it up. And I've got $1 million question to actually ask you. Wow. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Ladies and more coming through roundabout now. The name of the song is called Stranger. Shout out to you for making us the #1 radio station to listen to. Is absolutely amazing. Talented is who he is. And before that, I gave you Lady Zamar with Stranger. Shout out to you for making us the #1 radio station to listen to roundabout now. It's Trans Africa Radio. #lifestyle is who we are on channel 872 on your DSTV or DVK, channel 609 on your VHD. It's transafricaradio.net and a caradio.mobi. And sorry for you if you've just joined us right now, because we're about to wrap up a conversation that we're having with Koshie Mills in the building, all the way from America, Hollywood. Yes!
Yes!
Koshie. What does Koshie mean?
You know what? Firstborn girl. Actually, it's all, and my full name is Na Koshie.
Oh, Na Koshie.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Firstborn girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. It's actually a beautiful name. I like it showed Koshie. It gives like an edge to it. That thing
you know
about
what?
it.
People think I'm Japanese until I show up.
Are you serious? And they're like, where's the Koshie Mills? I can only imagine. And this is a question that's probably always been asked to you, right? And individuals probably ask you, like, how does it feel to have 3 beautiful boys, right? Who are very good looking and they're deemed sexy. The world sees your boy is sexy. Do you understand?
It's so weird.
Because I'm just like, how?
It's so weird. I just see them as them.
Oh, is it?
Especially, it's like I was at Essence and we had women mobbing us because my son was there, Kofi. And I literally took a minute and looked at these people and was like, what are my eyes seeing right now?
What are they doing?
Just Kofi. It's so crazy. It's nuts. But it's a good feeling to see that his art has mobilized so many hearts to want to get to know more about him.
Yeah.
So it's an aha moment for me as a parent, for him to have given so much in his art that it's reflected in the amount of people who are looking to him right now.
Yeah.
So that's the part that really sits well with me.
Yeah.
The other stuff is, surface. But for me as a mom, to watch him walking in his purpose, walking in his gift, is a blessing. This is exactly what we sacrificed for.
And this is exactly what
this is exactly what we sacrificed for them to have their moment in the sun, where they feel heard, seen, and acknowledged.
Oh, wow. I think that's amazing. So I got a message coming through from Spa, a voice note that he'd like me to play actually for him. And this is basically how the voice note goes.
Good afternoon, Ms. Koshie Mills. Well, my question is, are you planning on coming back to Africa and build some legacy for yourself? Maybe something like Hollywood, or maybe, I don't know, maybe something big that will also represent yourself back in Africa?
That's a question to you, Koshie. Are you planning on coming to Africa and building a young something, maybe?
by God's grace, I
Yes.
do have a want to see Hollywood manifested here in the continent
Yeah.
on a different level with proper infrastructure for us by us. And I'd love to have a legacy of being that bridge builder that connects both sides
Yes.
to the continent. And I'm actually really thinking about having a creative agency
Oh, wow. I think that would
that
be
houses
amazing.
all talent.
Yes.
Not just models, actors, but photographers.
Yes.
And, you know, just a full creative agency, because
Yes.
I think there's so much talent here in Africa, but it's undiscovered and unmanaged.
Yeah. So I think that would actually be great. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? I want to be signed
You're
up.
already on the list.
I should already be on the list because I would most love to be a part of your agency. Now, Koshie, I've got $1 million question to ask you before I let you go. So here at Trans Africa, we play 100% African music. So what do you think of us playing 100% African music?
I love it.
Yes.
The minute I walked in,
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, what's
There's a
going
groove
on?
taking
There's
place
a
here."
vibe happening here. You know, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I think it's time that we highlight our talent.
Yes.
And this is the best way. When we give exposure, we're saying that we are enough.
Yeah. And we're just enough. Like
We're
Africa is
enough.
okay.
Africa. Only African music is enough.
Oh, man. I love that. Africa is enough.
We're enough.
That's as simple as that. And
Simple as
Africa
that.
is enough, yeah.
Actually, I'll take it a step higher.
Yeah.
We're more than enough.
Oh, yes, I agree with you. We are more than enough.
We have abundance in this continent. We have greatness in this continent.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to own our value and wear our crowns.
I totally hear you. And besides searching for great food whilst you're in South Africa, what else are we doing?
Lots of shenanigans.
Lots of shenanigans and lots
Visiting
taking place.
many sites.
Yes.
You know? Seeing the beauty of the space. And I'm excited. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid.
No, I'm actually excited for you to explore every single little thing. And if you want to give Koshie some advice on where to go, where to grab the greatest food, social media, where can they tweet you? Where can they send an Instagram message? Where they can tell you where to go?
yes. At Diaspora Dialogues. So on Instagram is at DIASPORA Dialogues, DIALOGUS. At Diaspora Dialogues. Same with Twitter, same with Facebook.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Basically, everywhere.
So that's where you can get a hold of us.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for coming through, and thank you so much for hanging out
Thank
with
you
us.
for having
It has
me.
been absolutely amazing. You're like a bundle of joy. You're great
And
energy.
you're a bundle of energy and
Thank
joy
you
and
so
buoyancy
much.
and beauty. And
Thank you so much.
Just
We look
the best.
forward to having you again here on Trans Africa
Thank
Radio.
you.
So we meet again, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So check out the podcast. It's going to be coming out a little later on. Koshie Mills, an amazing momager, entrepreneur. Am I leaving anything out?
Wife.
Mother, everything all in
Woman
one.
of God.
Woman of God. Anything else?
No.
And that's basically how we wrap it up right here on The Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. This is Trans Africa Radio.